welcome. We are live at the Miami, I almost said it in Spanish, Miami Biohacking Congress 2023, and I am joined by Mr. Anthony Cirino from bioniq. He's the head of business development and of the North American edition, and I am so grateful to be here with you. How you feeling, my man?
Feeling great. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure being here.
So it's been awesome so far chatting with you, learning all about bioniq and everything that you're doing in a very specific, calculated way. But before we get into bioniq, I really want to hear a little bit about your story and how your background actually got you in this position here.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had a pretty good chat on the science piece, but I think what we're trying to do is also making it very simple, right? Mm-hmm. And just to give you a bit of a background, so I have over 10 years of rigorous training when it comes to strength and conditioning, and more recently into endurance sports. And I got into endurance racing. And this was kind of my kind of revelation that I'm like, you know what, I kind of need to optimize my diet and my supplementation to be able to take on some of these things that are happening, right? So I got this kind of feeling, training for these events, feelings of, fatigue, weakness, and a lot of the cognitive aspects when it comes to brain fog and lack of concentration. And, through my, I was trying to find answers. I was seeking answers.
Right.
And a lot of us turn to online sources. I was kind of confused because there's a lot of information out there. And I was also frustrated because there's a lot of contradicting information out there, right? So I was told to do a blood test. And as I thought so healthy individual that I am, I was actually humbled by my blood test. I was able to see nutritional deficiencies that I've had. And, with bioniq, that's what we do. And that's how we're coming in addressing those deficiencies and promoting optimal health.
Absolutely. No, I love that. And I think something that was so amazing about what you're all doing at bioniq is, yes, there are a lot of other companies out there as well who are taking the blood, they're deciphering it, they're seeing, hey, what things are too high, what things are too low, and they might even be giving recommendations on what to do. But what I love about what you all are doing is you're taking that next step and actually providing product for the people. I'm curious, what have you found in terms of results and things that people are noticing that they're getting the specificity and they're getting these quality products that are directly for them?
Yeah, and you touched base on a great point. And in today's world, we have a lot of data, right? And a lot of companies have great data, right? Like I wear my Whoop. I have a lot of data on my sleep, a lot of data on my physical performance. And Whoop actually helps me with recommendations. Where bioniq closes the gap from a supplementation side is, hey, let's look at what's happening in your body in your blood test results. And from that, we're able to create not only recommendations from a dietary perspective, but also from a nutritional and supplementation perspective. And we send the supplements directly to your house. And some of the feelings that people have been facing on bioniq, and some of the clients that, they say, hey, Anthony, will I feel something down the line? At the end of the day, the first part is you do an initial blood test, which helps us understand kind of a picture of where you're at that point in time. And you retest 3 months later to see how the supplementation and nutritional recommendations affected those biomarkers. So you're able to track your health over time. So that's the first thing. We rely on data to really showcase kind of the improvements and some trends in your health. When it comes to actually feeling something, whether it's energy levels. So on the business development side and the partnership side, I discuss and have conversations with a lot of employees because we do a lot of corporate wellness, right? So, and you can imagine some of the main feedback and the main concern for these people is cognitive support and cognitive function. A lot of the people, they say, hey, I don't have energy after 2 p.m. or I wake up, I'm still tired, right? Or I have trouble concentration. So on that side, these people have shared their success stories of feeling more sustained energy throughout the day, feeling less brain fog, right? So, and this doesn't only impact you in the workplace, it also impacts you outside of that into your regular life. We also work with athletes, and me being very close to the endurance world, I was able to gather feedback on some people who have said, you know what, from an endurance perspective, bioniq has helped them.
Wow.
So it's really cool to hear these stories and to kind of resonate with the success stories of each one of our members.
I love that. I mean, I love how you all marriage the combination of being able to quantify the results with the numbers, like, hey, here's your blood test, here's where you currently are, here's the product that's specifically for you, and now, hey, let's see where your numbers are after you do this for, hey, 3-6 months, however you all prescribe it.
That's it.
And you have people say like, but hey, like how do you feel? How are you functioning? Can you make it past 2 p.m. and have a lot of energy for work? Are you getting more work done? I love how you're talking about the corporate wellness piece. And I'm curious, what are you finding in terms of the makeup of a company that are actually attracted and open to taking the extra step and taking on someone like BioHacking?
Yeah, good question. I think there's a lot of companies out there want to take the next step in terms of leveling up their employee wellness. Mm-hmm. And, I've worked in a lot of corporations in the past, and a lot of times it's how can we make it in a way that it helps in the workplace, mm-hmm. right? What people love about Bioniq is it doesn't only help them at work, it helps them in their personal lives as well.
Right.
And a lot of these companies are actually offering annual blood tests or annual checkups. And we come in and we say, hey, we can utilize that blood test data to create a personalized formula for you to make you feel your best.
I love that. And then are you finding typically that companies are also subsidizing and paying for their employees' products? Or are these employees buying it themselves, or are they combining for that? What are you finding?
It depends. It depends mm-hmm. on the company. Some employers pay for it, and some have their employees kind of choose the option of whether they want the supplementation as well.
Okay, that's great. And have they been getting back to you so far just in terms of how it's actually improved their bottom line or how their culture is as a company? What type of things have you been finding from the corporate wellness standpoint?
Yeah, I think when it comes to especially like the corporate wellness side, it's more so on the cognitive aspect. And mm-hmm. the feedback I specifically received is more so on feeling more energy throughout the day and more sustained energy throughout the day. And less kind of concentration issues at work specifically.
I like that. So to kind of go on that a little bit more in terms of being able to not only provide the information, let people know where they're starting, give them a plan, but what do you all do uniquely at Bioniq that helps with the follow through of these people taking their products or even adding lifestyle changes as well?
Yeah, it's a great point. So we have our Bioniq app, and once you do your blood test, your biomarkers get uploaded onto your Bioniq app, mm-hmm. and you can see also your formula. On our app, you can have daily check-ins of your intakes of your vitamins. So we're able to kind of see if you've been taking your supplement or not, right? And as part of the plan, the Bioniq Pro, you have a nutritional consultation with a nutritionist. So at that time, you can communicate any health goals. So it's a personalized approach, even from a nutritional standpoint. Like, for example, I used to go online and try to find a diet that worked for me. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, online, it's not personalized.
Right.
So some of the habits that I had wasn't aligned with the plan that I was given. Mm. So when you make personalized recommendations that is specific to your habits and your lifestyles, for example, I have a protein shake every day, change one ingredient for a different ingredient. Mm. This is when it's actually sustainable. You're more excited to keep going on your journey, and it's less of a hassle to keep going, right? It's kind of embedded as part of your habits, and it's adaptable over time. Every 3 months, we reanalyze.
I love that. No, that's big time, and that's the whole thing. We were talking about this earlier in our previous conversation, how important it is to actually take the action, right? You actually have to do something in order to get the outcome that you're looking for. And what I like about Bioniq is that you're making it as simple as possible. Like, I think a lot of times people's excuses or their reasons for not having success is because it's quote unquote too complicated. And right now it seems like you give an easy, 3 to 5 steps of like, here's what it is, here's where you are, do the thing, track your results, boom, and keep going from there. So I think it's a beautiful thing which y'all got going on. The last thing I want to touch on and ask is, I know you're the head of business development for North America. What are the types of partnerships that you're creating right now in the U.S.? Like, who are the right businesses for this? Who are the right people to help, push the movement forward?
Yeah, so we spoke briefly on the corporate wellness side. And on that point, not only have we looked into partnerships, but we also done some wellness talks, right? To help educate employees on what they should be looking for and how they can feel better. On a different angle towards partnering and looking to partner with health and wellness companies, people who are already in the industry, mm-hmm. and who are offering services to clients. Mm. Where we come in is, hey, we offer a personalized approach, And what that does is not only elevate our brand, but also elevate our partner's brand.
For sure.
Right? Like we're trying to find brands that have synergies with what we're doing in order to elevate the customer experience. So providing a holistic approach, whether it's a longevity clinic, whether it's, someone in that space that are looking for personalized supplements to offer to their clients on a data-driven level and based on science. That's where we come in and we can create those partnerships.
I love that. So if you're out there listening and you have a business and you also just love what you're hearing about bioniq, make sure you hit up my man, Anthony. So important. Anthony, is there anything that you really want to leave the audience with? Maybe something we didn't talk about in terms of bioniq that really just talks even more into the movement that you have going on and just what really differentiates the brand and what you're doing?
Yeah, I think I just want to close it off kind of by briefly talking about, if it's right for you.
Okay.
And I think the question that you need to ask is, hey, are you feeling some of these symptoms that we spoke about today? Or are you taking a one-size-fits-all approach to your health? This is kind of the questions that some people are asking, whether they think bioniq is for them or not. But, what I would say is, one, get more knowledgeable about your health. I didn't do that when I first started, and I'm happy I did that. So I'm now taking my health into my own hands and tracking on a daily basis through different tools.
Right.
So again, it's taking that first step, get knowledgeable about your health, and let's make a difference.
I love that. Anthony, this was amazing. I'm super proud of everything that you guys are doing at bioniq, and I'm looking forward to learning more, collaborating in the future. And for those of you listening, make sure you check out bioniq because they're doing some powerful things.
Let's talk wellness. Thanks, Alvey.
Thank you.